has really dug into what's in the Unitary UN Small Arms Treaty. It goes into effect December 24th that Obama says will implement regardless of what Congress does. We're going to look at the executive power grab, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and a lot more coming up, and open the phones up specifically on the UN gun treaty. And then Gerald Celente gives us an exclusive first look at his projections for the major trends of 2015. Gerald Celente, the trends forecaster, in the second hour. Right now, let's go back to some more of this clip from just earlier today with Jonathan Gruber. Let's just start this at the beginning because it's pretty powerful. Doesn't recall his statements. Here it is.
Statements were inexcusable, insulting, but they do appear to be true. You're not here recanting today your statements with respect to the tax aspect of Obamacare, are you?
I'm here today to say that any conjectures I made about political...
This is not a conjecture, Mr. Gruber. I mean, conjecture is, I believe it may have been, someone may have been thinking, perhaps they were, perhaps it was. This is your straight-up statements. These are not conjecture. Is it your purpose today to recant Obamacare as a tax?
It is my purpose today to come forward and elaborate and straighten out the interpretation of a series of comments that I made and to apologize.
Excellent. Let's do that then. Let's clarify it. Mr. Gruber, you made these statements, did you not?
If I don't recall exactly, but...
You don't recall. Now, one of them we actually saw on video. Do you recall that one?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, these statements, we'll enter them for the record, and I can't imagine how you don't recall your own statements, because the American voter has seen them over and over again as you've called them stupid. Do you deny making these statements, Mr. Gruber, even though you don't recall them? Do you deny calling Obamacare a tax?
If you're reading my actual quotes, then I don't deny it. I
am reading your actual quotes.
Then I don't deny it.
Okay, so you're not here to recant it or to deny it.
I'm here to explain that a number of those comments were made in a tone of expertise that I don't have when I was talking about...
Mr. Gruber, do you know what a tax is? I mean, you do have, expertise in economics. Do you know what a tax is?
Yes.
Okay. So you would not deny today that in these statements that you made that Obamacare is a tax, would you?
Obamacare is a large piece of legislation with many parts.
And is one of those parts a tax, Mr. Gruber?
There are some taxes in Obamacare.
Well, the president, as you know, argued that Obamacare was not a tax until it went before the U.S. Supreme Court as to whether or not Obamacare was a tax, and then the administration argued that it is a tax in order to be able to save it from being declared unconstitutional. So I would assume that you agree with the U.S. Supreme Court that Obamacare provisions include taxes, right?
The U.S. Supreme Court ruled on a particular provision of Obamacare.
You do not disagree with them, do you?
I'm sorry?
You don't disagree with them that there are elements of Obamacare that constitute tax?
I don't agree with their conclusion about the mandate.
Excellent. Interesting. Different than what you said at these hearings. But now I have a question for you that I'd like you to think back. You said, this bill was written in a tortured way to make sure CBO did not score the individual mandate as taxes. Did you ever speak to anyone in the administration who acknowledged that to you, or to explain that to you, or who assigned the problem with you with the construct of that we have to draft this in a torture way so that we make sure CBO did not score the individual mandate as taxes? And you are under oath, Mr. Gruber. Did anybody in the administration have that conversation with you?
That was an inexcusable term used by...
I'm not asking you about how you believe that, whether or not you should have said that or not. It's a factual statement you're making. Did anybody in the administration ever have that conversation with you?
I do not recall anyone using the word tortured, no.
Did they have the conversation with you that it had to be drafted in a way that the CBO did not score the individual mandate as taxes? Anyone in the administration acknowledge it, explain it, or assign aspects to you within that construct? You're under oath.
I honestly do not recall.
He does not honestly recall bragging everywhere that he helped come up with the fraud. See there?